Our story continues with Eun-ho wakes up and writes in her diary that she will live as her late sister Hyeri to find a happiness, and wears the colorful ring which Ju-yeon gave her before. She returns back to work in the parking lot. Her co-worker scolds her for her absence without a notice. She notices that Hyeri doesn't bicker her back as her usual. Also, Hyeri isn't cheerful or spontaneous. Ju-yeon spots her. He is pleased seeing Hyeri again. He mentions her older sister Eun-ho as Hyeri told him that she is the only child. She lies that she recently has discovered she has a sister, adding that it's complicated to explain. He expresses that he missed her a lot, so he went to her house to see her, and notices that she wears his ring. Later he searches about Eun-ho's family. At the dodgeball event, Hye-yeon cries because she cannot win or compete with others. Ju-yeon was not interested in the event, but Hye-yeon asks Hyeri to replace her in the team. The game starts and they play well together as a team. All get surprised that Hyeri is excellent at the game. Hyeri gets scratched by a nail and her hand starts bleeding, and Ju-yeon takes her to the pharmacy. In his car she spots her broken phone. She asks him if the phone is turned on, and continued that this phone is her older sister's phone. Ju-yeon feels that there's something wrong, as she told him she didn't know that she had a sister. Also, he reveals that he tried to reach her, so he contacted the administration office, but they said she doesn't have an employee record. Eun-ho returns back home exhausted after a long day of lies, and takes her medicine. The next day, Eun-ho goes to her work in the broadcasting station as announcer. Eun-ho, she keeps remembering her boss' words that Hyun-ho gave up on his opportunity in the 9 p.m. news because of her. She felt she was responsible. She went the chief to give him another chance, but the chief insulted her, saying that he did it for him because he is a star announcer, contrary to her who is unknown. At the present she goes to her boss requesting him. She wants to quit the noon news, in order that Hyun-ho returns to 9 p.m. news, but her boss said that the decision had been taken. He shares that he hopes that the new announcer ruins the 9 p.m. news. Meanwhile, the new announcer Jae-yoon is totally an idiot, and the workers are rumbling how he will be the main announcer. Finally we see Hyun-ho is upset because he is moved from his big office to a small one as a punishment for refusing the offer. On the other hand, we see Jiyeon returns talking to Eun-ho while they are preparing to be on air. He mentions that he saw her crying when she knew that Hyun-ho refused to be the anchor of 9 p.m. news because of her. He asks her to date him, but she refuses again. He is so desperate. Meanwhile, Hyun-ho is reported to escort Eun-ho going to a broadcasting station, which is the same one who Ju-yeon works in. They go to work on a project. Ju-yeon attends at work and meets a Hyun-ho and Eun-ho who will share him the same project. He introduces himself, and when he shakes her hands, he spots that her hand is injured in the same place where Hyeri was injured before. He keeps looking at her and gets shocked. The next day, Ju-yeon meets her and addressed her with her both names, Eun-ho and Hyeri. He uncovers her truth and lies. She apologizes, telling him she suffers from dissociative identity disorder, and she lost her memory about their dates as Hyeri. Meanwhile, he's shocked and cannot believe that all their dates and memories are in vain. He pleads her to return as Hyeri again. Meanwhile, she is crying. They both are deeply affected and heartbroken. Jump to our new anchor, Mr. Jae-yoon. He surprises all the announcers by his perfect performance at the 9 p.m. news. After Eun-ho finishes performing her radio show, she knows about the good performance for the new news anchor Jae-yoon. She reminisces when she was in a relationship with Hyun-ho. He was a hard-working, trying his best to be an efficient news anchor. He dreamed to be the anchor of 9 p.m. news. One day she asked him about his wish. He said he wants to be a famous anchor because he wishes that his mom maybe can watch him somewhere and be proud of him. At the present, Eun-ho runs into Hyun-ho. They keep looking into each other and smiling. At the end we see Eun-ho write something in her diary while she is crying.